0. Good evening, Goffstown, and welcome to another night of exciting Grizzly action. Live from the Grizzly Den, where your Lady Grizzlies are taking on the Londonderry Lancers. I'm Bob Bartolucci, joined by my esteemed colleague, Mr. Rob Foreman. How you doing, Rob?
A little Friday night basketball. I'm good. How about you, Bob?
I know. I'm just excited. It's a Friday night.
I know.
So it's great. It's been a long week. It's going to be a very exciting game. But before we get into the game, it's going to be a special night for a very special athlete here at Goffstown, Miss Maggie Sasso.
Absolutely. So she had the chance to get in that 1,000-point club the other night. You were at the game. I'm watching it on TV, and I could see you on TV. So tell me what it was like.
Did I look good on TV?
Well, I don't know. Tell me what it was like in person.
It was very exciting. We were all in the stands counting down the points as they were coming. I had made of course, the prediction that I was wrong at. I said, Maggie's going to get this by the end of the first quarter. I told Maggie after she did achieve the 1,000 points that it took her a little long to get it. It took her almost to halftime, but it was a great feeling. I mean, most of her family was there, so everybody got an opportunity to see it and enjoy it with her. It was a great time out. Merrimack was kind enough to kind of let it go a little longer, where we celebrated Maggie's 1,000 point. And it doesn't happen that often. This is a big achievement.
It is, and we're lucky that, we've seen 3 in a very short time in this program, starting with Kelly Walsh, Ava Winterburn, and then Maggie Sasso.
And I'll add the only 3
That's
ever.
Right. The only 3 ever. All to happen in a really small window.
Correct.
So we're lucky enough to watch them. And I will say Maggie's basket, although I wasn't there live, it was a traditional Maggie score on a spin move. Took the ball, spin move, and went in. I was lucky enough to tune in like 5 minutes before it happened. But it was cool. The Merrimack TV guys did a great job to broadcast that game and let us see it. So it was a pretty neat night.
That was, like I said, it was a great thing. And when you really look back at it, Goffstown is a high school, and it's been around a long time. There's been girls basketball for many, many years now, decades, in fact. And there has only been 3 female athletes lucky enough to hit 1,000 points, and I don't think that many guys. I don't even know.
Yeah, the banner's up there. I mean, maybe 5 or 6 guys. It's
right.
Not a lot.
So I mean, hitting 1,000 points is a big accomplishment.
Very small club,
and to be the 3rd girl to ever do it. The other thing is, and I will say the same is true with Winterburn, is that you're talking about 2 athletes who had to deal with a COVID year to a certain degree.
True.
So they miss games, they miss time, and still to be able to achieve the 1,000 points is an amazing thing.
Remarkable. Yeah, and I'm excited. Tonight we have a great matchup. I mean, you're looking at a team who's 12-3 in your Grizzlies, and Londonderry comes in at 13-2. So only a game really separating in the loss column. 2 really good teams.
But there are some glaring differences when you look at the stats. Londonderry is a very high-scoring team.
Yeah, I did the math while you were out at the concession stand.
Yeah, well, I didn't make it to the concession stand.
Londonderry's averaging 60 points a game. On the other side, we're 46.5-ish. So that is a big difference to overcome. And they put some big 70 numbers on the scoreboard this season many times.
Right. And the other thing is they have a lot more balanced scoring than we do.
Yeah.
So we've been on this train all year. How, what do we do now that Winterburn's gone? Who's going to be our scorer, go-to person? Obviously, we knew Maggie was going to be a big part of that.
Yep.
She has been. She's averaged nearly 20 points a game. But unfortunately, the drop-off is pretty deep after that.
It is, and that's going to be the difference tonight. When you're playing against these top-tier teams, like we've said all season, who's going to step in and help with that balanced scoring?
Right.
Is it somebody like Meredith tonight? Is it Ella down low, getting us 8 or 10 points? Is it Penny? But somebody's got to pick up some slack, because 20 out of Maggie doesn't win a game.
Right. Well, especially against them.
Yeah.
So the key is going to be, I think, we talked a little bit to coach. The key is obviously going to be the defensive side of the ball, where we are going to have to somehow do what most teams have not been able to do against the Lancers, and that's hold them off the score sheet to a certain degree. and obviously have some balanced offense on our end.
Yeah, and I think he mentioned they're a very good shooting team. He's going to throw a few different defenses at them and see which works best, and then take it from there. And then the other thing we've talked about all season is, really controlling the rebounds. We've done, that half or that game we did last time, which
Dover.
I thought was the most complete game, but we
Correct.
did a great job rebounding, both offensively and defensively. That has to happen again tonight. You got to control the rebounds.
Well, there's no question for the Grizzlies to win. They're going to pretty much have to. I think they're going to have to play their best game of the year.
I agree.
Even better than they did against Dover, but at least that good to beat this team, because this team is considerably better than Dover. There seems to be, I think you can say, there's definitely a trend in Division I girls basketball right now where you have a top tier breaking away where where you have made up of Bedford and Pinkerton, Portsmouth and Londonderry's in that group, where they're really breaking away.
And tonight's that night for you to make a statement. Are you in that top 4? Or are you in that 5, 6, 7, 8 range?
Correct.
Yeah.
And this will go a long way. If we win this game, it's going to put them in good position for the playoffs.
Agreed.
We are going to have a little, I know that we're going to have a little ceremony here for to make note of Maggie's accomplishment.
Yeah.
So we are going to turn things over to Al, and he'll do the introductions and the starting lineup. And there'll be a little tribute to Miss Sasso.
Yeah, right after the lineups, they'll take a chance to recognize her on her home floor.
That's right. So the scary thing is we're turning it all over to Al now.
Oh, my goodness.
Move your feet there, guys.
All right.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Goffstown High School for tonight's NHIAA Division I basketball game between the Lancers of Londonderry High School and the Grizzlies of Goffstown High School. We ask for your cooperation at this NHIAA event in showing your respect for the athletes, coaches, and officials to make this game a meaningful one for all of those involved. And now, let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First for Londonderry High School. At guard, a 5'5" freshman, number 20, Gemma Murray. At guard, a 5'6" sophomore, number 12, Brooke Ekret. At guard, a 5'10" sophomore, number 21, Sammy Sullivan. At guard, a 5'8" junior, number 5, Reagan Anderson. And at guard, a 5'5" junior, number 10, Kate Sloper. The coach of the Lancers is John Doherty. Assistant coaches are Ashley Day, Scott Tavares-Taylor, Anna Elmzovich, and Michaela Ekret. And now, here is the starting lineup for the Grizzlies. At forward, a 5'11" senior, number 15, Penny Annis. At forward, a 5'11" senior, number 12, Ella Mallowan. At guard, a 5'10" freshman, number 22, Reese Still. At guard, a 5'9" junior, number 21, Meredith Winterburn. And at guard, a 5'10" senior, number 1, Maggie Sasso. And speaking of Maggie, On Wednesday night, senior captain Maggie Sasso eclipsed the 1,000 career high school point mark in a 58-25 Grizzlies win at Merrimack High School. Maggie needed 15 points to reach that career milestone, which she reached just before halftime on a strong layup off a signature Sasso spin move. Maggie becomes just the 4th Goffstown girls basketball player in school history to reach 1,000 career points. Congratulations, Maggie. We are so proud of you. And the coach of the Grizzlies is Steve Largy. Assistant coaches are Nate Bracey, Cassidy Lalamere, and Scott Brennan. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise if you are able and remove your hats as we honor America, our servicemen and women serving all over the globe, and all of our veterans with the playing of our national anthem.
Woo! And we're back, live from the Grizzly Den, where the Grizzlies are up. I hate like heck, Rob, to question Al because they literally built the school around the man.
I know. Well, apparently there's one that it's in the bottom. I can't read it this far away.
Yeah.
But she was the first 1,000-point scorer years and years ago. So he's
Really?
going to get us the name. We
Okay.
apologize that we left that person out.
Correct.
It's still impressive to be in the 1,000-point club. Was that we stand by what we said. But,
That's right.
we got bad information from the producers.
And the coach. So, anyhow, so here we go. We got the tip-off. So Penny Annis will be taking the tip-off here.
And you can just look by the starting lineups. I mean, we have some size here. The Lancers are much shorter, but I bet they're very athletic.
Well, they're not much shorter. Sammy Sullivan took the tip-off against Penny. Sasso with the ball now. Out to Meredith Winterburn to Still. To Sasso. So we got a kind of a very physical lineup out there with Still out there. You got Meredith Winterburn over to Maggie. Maggie, they're double covering her. They're not going to give her any opportunity to shoot. To Meredith on the outside, puts one up off the rim. Ella, good job of getting the rebound, and Ella Mallory went up and put it right up, right over Sammy Sullivan. So Sloper out to Sullivan, and now it's over to Murray.
Grizzlies starting out in the zone here.
Yep. Over to Sammy Sullivan. Took a long three-pointer, just missed. Top of the point for Egret. And another three-point try from Sloper. Just missed. And now Maggie's coming down with the court with it. Over to Meredith Winterburn. Winterburn to Penny Annis. Ooh. And Winterburn was run into. It should be a call on the Lancers, which it is, against Kate Sloper. She doesn't agree, but she definitely ran into Meredith.
Ran into her. Here's the replay.
Can't do that.
No, she wasn't there. Got to set those feet.
So this will be Grizzly ball. Winterburn to inbound this. And I don't know. Something's going on.
Trying to get the possession arrow
to move. So Winterburn now is looking around, and she inbounds this to Ella. Over to Sasso underneath, and she was blocked by Anderson. Reagan Anderson. So Mayor Winterburn will be inbounding this again. Winterburn into Penny Annis. It went off Annis and over to Anderson. Anderson breaks down the court. Over to Sloper. And then it went to Sullivan, who took a three but missed.
And it hit the top of the backboard. So that's a couple threes that they put up. Now we're going to get, looks like some pressure from the Lancers.
Well, they don't score all those points by not shooting.
That's exactly right.
That's true. You got to shoot to get them in, I guess. Maggie Sasso to Penny Ennis. Meredith Winterburn. Lancers are doing a good job of keeping the Grizzlies to the outside, not allowing them to penetrate.
Very good defense.
Still with the ball. Oh,
travel.
A little bit of a travel there. So Lancers ball. So Murray is going to wait and get this inbounded to her. Right. Egret. Egret with the ball. Out to Sloper. Now out to Murray. Underneath for Anderson. Back out to Egret, who hit a two. Or three.
Oh, gave her three, yeah.
Three. Sasso to Meredith Winterburn. Back to Sasso. Yeah, they're trying to do a full point press on Maggie. Just not allow her to just handle the ball at all. Penny Annis. She stopped her dribble, so somebody's got to help her. Sasso gets it. Goes up underneath. Puts it up. She put it right over Sullivan, but just outside. It was hit away by Sloper. It should be. Oh, it's going to be a jump ball.
Yeah.
Should not be blue ball.
Yeah. It was definitely tipped out on blue, but neither official saw it.
So Murray bringing this in now. Well, to Egret again. He shuts, same spot, takes another three, and she hit it. Oh, interception by Egret. So Meredith Winterburn tried to go out to Sasso.
Foul on Winterburn. I didn't see that.
So this will be Lancer's ball. Sloper's going to inbound this. Oh, intercepted by Winterburn. Over to Still. Still works her way down the court. Back to Winterburn. Winterburn with the ball. Tried to put one up. Deflected. Over to Sullivan. Sullivan underneath with Still. Tried to put it up. Ella Malloran in there for the rebound along with Penny. And there's a pile on the ground.
There is. A lot of people on the floor.
So there's going to be a foul here on Londonderry.
It's blue 20.
Blue
Gemma
20.
Murray.
Yep. Keely Caps is coming in. She'll go in for Still.
Londonderry puts some full court pressure on again, so see if the Grizzlies can break it.
Winterburn to Caps. Back to Winterburn. Winterburn works her way down the court. Winterburn to the outside. She's got Sloper all over. Winterburn tried to go to
Right idea.
Pass a little too hard.
Yes.
Murray with the ball now. Shoots one over Sasso. Just missed getting a three there. Mayor Winterburn coming down to Caps. Caps out to Sasso. Sasso looking to work her way underneath. Oh, she does the spin, but it was blocked.
Not sure how that wasn't a foul.
Ella Malloran the Caps to Winterburn is going to shoot a three that looked good, leaving her hands. Yeah. All right. Anderson with the ball, fighting with Caps.
Oh, underneath. Good hustle by Caps.
Yep.
Really put the pressure on her.
Yep, and because of that hustle, Grizzlies will maintain control. So Winterburn's going to inbound this for the Grizzlies. Looking around, gets it to Malloran. Now Winterburn. She's got Sullivan on her. Penny Annis. Annis looking to go inside. Can't get around Anderson. Caps to Winterburn for a 3 just off the rim. Penny Annis kind of fighting with Sloper for control. Ooh. Annis is going to get a foul for sure in this. Could have possibly got a technical for that.
Good effort. Just carried it along a little too far, I think.
Yeah. Kind of grabbed her by the neck.
Yeah.
All right, so Annis is coming off, and we got Morgan Dodge making her first appearance of the night. So now we get a little smaller with Dodge, but the speed should make a difference here. Murray into Sullivan, back to Murray, back to Sullivan. Underneath, and it went into Anderson, who put one up. Now you got Sasso with the ball. Sasso, tried to feed Mallorin, but it was broken up. The Lancers are really all over them. They're not letting them make passes. So you got Sloper to Murray into Sullivan. So Sullivan's going to check back and slow it down. Over to Murray. Back out to Sullivan. Long shot by Sloper. That went in. So Largy's going to call timeout here.
Yeah, it's Grizzlies having a tough time to get in the groove on offense. And you can see exactly what their game plan is, the Lancers. They're going to front Maggie. So if you're watching close enough, the person who's guarding Maggie is Egret. She's not even looking where the ball is. Her focus is Maggie and Maggie only. So watch that as you're watching the offense. So the only way you can really beat that is they're going to have to set some screens to get Maggie open and really put the body on Egret. But at this point, no one else is looking to drive offense. And this is where we've talked about that balanced scoring. Somebody's got to step up and get to the basket.
Right. And what shots we've taken obviously have gone kind of wide or off.
Yeah.
So, and like you said, they're fronting Maggie, but they're also a little differently because most times we can see teams come in and they know that the key is stopping Sasso.
Yep.
This is the first time I've really noticed that the Lancers are really trying to stop her in our own end.
Yeah.
They're not even letting her come out.
Absolutely.
So it's not really what I would call full court press. I mean, it's a full court press just on Sasso.
Yeah.
Because they're not all trying to stop it. In other words, they'll be happy to let them inbound the ball to anybody else,
right,
not to Maggie.
Yep.
They don't want her to have the ball or handle it at all.
Yeah. Oftentimes the coach will tell you, look, you're guarding Maggie, and everywhere she goes, that's the only person you're worried about. Don't worry about anybody else.
So Sasso with the ball now. And, of course, Egret on her, but they switched.
No, but that was exactly what I was talking about there is Ella set the high screen, and the Lancers switched so that Maggie could get to the basket because she had a different player on her.
Right. And that different player was Anderson. So now you got Murray working her way down.
Hey, do it again!
So they tried to go into Sloper, went back out to Anderson. Now underneath to Egret. Back out to Murray. Underneath to Anderson. Sullivan takes a long 3.
Hit the strap up there again. Those straps are always in the way.
I'll tell you that Lancers are aggressive about shooting.
They are.
And they're shooting pretty much from everywhere. And they can afford to right now when they're ahead. That's why the Grizzlies need to start sinking some baskets. So Caps with the ball, the Dodge. Dodge is looking nowhere to go. Mallorin back to Dodge. Ooh, Winterburn and Dodge ran into each other.
Right, so just got pushed from behind. That'll be 2 on Murray.
So coming in for the Lancers will be Taylor Iorio. So Winterburn inbound this to Sasso. Egret on her, of course. Picked by Mallorin, but now Anderson stepped right up. Sasso working her way in again. Out to Winterburn. Winterburn on the outside, looking for help. to Caps. Caps trying to work her way in. Again, the Lancers doing a good job of keeping the Grizzlies to the outside. Caps get a spin shot.
By
missed.
Ella.
Ella right to Sasso. Sasso underneath, wide open that time. So Anderson over to Sullivan. Sullivan working around. Underneath to Anderson. 12-4. Less than a minute in the first quarter. Sasso now. Sasso's working it in. Tries to go up with it, and she'll draw a foul on that. Number 12, so that's Egret.
It was a great spin move again by Maggie. And
Reese still working her way back in the game for Malloran. So Sasso now will get a chance to make it 3, and she sunk that. 12-7. Anderson to Sullivan. A little miscommunication there. Sullivan's going to work it down. 30 seconds to go. Lancers are just looking to get that one good shot. Sullivan outside, long shot.
that was a good one.
Yep, it was Iorio. Hit a 3. Meredith Winterburn now works it in. Sullivan on her. Winterburn tried to go to Sasso, but it was out of bounds. 10 seconds left to go. I think if I were the Grizzlies, why aren't we pressing this?
I would have put some pressure on there.
Yeah, can't let them take it out. They're going to shoot another 3 here. Good. Thank God they missed.
No foul.
Yeah, I don't know. I would have liked to play that a little different at the end. But anyway, 15-7 at the end of the first quarter. So,
Yeah, Lancers are as good as what was advertised. They can shoot. They like to shoot. They hit 3 threes already in that first quarter. I think the Grizzlies' plan worked partially because their best scorer, who's Sullivan, right? She's averaging 19 a game. She's got no points. But she's 21. She's the one playing inside, and the Grizzlies packed in a zone and said, you know what, we're not going to give you 20 points in the paint. You're going to have to beat us around the perimeter. So I think Largy might switch some things up defensively, and then offensively we just got to continue to get to the basket.
oh, like you said, too, I mean, it was a whole quarter, only got 7 points, and Maggie got at least, what?
She's got 5 of them.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. Ella's got the other 2.
Yeah, so, and that was underneath off a rebound
Correct.
of Maggie, and then her own, she put it right back up. So we need somebody else to step up and fill the void in the scoring because they're doing a pretty effective job of keeping Maggie sort of neutralized.
Their team defense has been excellent, and not just on Maggie, but everybody there. They, in-your-face type of man-to-man defense, and they're playing really well.
Yep. So coming out for the Grizzlies is you got Meredith Winterburn, Keeley Caps, Maggie Sasso, Reese Still, and Morgan Dodge. So here we got obviously Sasso with the ball with Egret all over her. Caps to Morgan Dodge. Morgan looks around. That went off Sullivan to Still. Ooh, Still had a good little move on there. I think she had a step on Anderson and she wanted to take it to the basket. Looking for Maggie. Maggie with the ball, needs help. Caps comes in. Again, the Lancers are just
Great
keeping
defense
to
and
the
keeping
outside.
them on the perimeter. Yeah, you can't beat us
Somebody's
out there.
got to shoot.
This is where Maggie needs to drive. She's got somebody else on her.
Ooh, Still drives in, and
All right, that's a good drive.
she got her own rebound, which is good. Still, turn around, put it up.
Traveled.
Caps takes a long 3. Still, that rebound, so that's good. Almost knocked out of her hand by Sloper. Over to Winterburn. Anderson knocked that away, so it should be
Offensively,
Grizzlies
just
ball.
a little out of sorts. Reese doing a great job keeping the possession alive, but out of sorts offensively. We're dribbling east to west, and we're not really attacking that basket.
And I think we're almost looking to pass it off
Yeah.
a little too much to Maggie.
Agreed.
I mean, somebody else has got to start taking shots. Still had a good opportunity there. If she
She
turned
did.
around.
She did.
She was way closer than who she was passing out to. Caps now with the ball. Out to Meredith Winterburn. Underneath the Caps. Oh,
I don't know how he saw that from here.
Yeah, I don't know either. Sloper. That's
Two.
her second.
Yeah, two on Sloper.
So 13 went in, and that's Wilson. Took Sloper off now. So Meredith Winterburn looking to inbound this. Went off Sasso, back to Winterburn. Morgan Dodge with Sullivan on her. Big size mismatch there.
Yeah.
Reese Still over to Meredith Winterburn. Winterburn to Sasso. Sullivan on Sasso now. Ooh, Sasso put a light one up to Still underneath to Winterburn. Winterburn kind of put that up and airballed it. Kind of missed everything there. So Lancers will bring this out. Egret over to Sullivan on the side. Wilson underneath.
Travel.
Abigail Estano is going to come in for Winterburn. Give Meredith a break. Again, if we can't break out of that shell scoring-wise, we seem to be hanging with them defensively and holding them down a little bit. Sasso looking to go underneath the Still. Still gets it underneath and put it right up. Nice shot by Still. Kept the ball high the whole time, Rob.
And I think that's what her teammates need to do. They need to roll to the basket, let Maggie dump it into him.
Egret, a long three. Anderson now got that rebound. Send it over to Egret. Back out to Wilson. Wilson puts one up. Went a little wide. Caps.
Well, I thought
Who'd
she
that
was.
go in?
I thought she
did.
was pushed out, but apparently Abigail stepped out.
Penny Ennis is going to work her way back in for the Grizzlies. Sullivan, though, with Dodge on her. Sullivan out. Ario into Anderson. Outside again for Wilson. Just off the rim. So Sasso now working her way down the court. Sasso gets inside, takes a shot, and
good look.
Yeah, it was a good look. Just, fortunately, just a little outside. Sullivan now works it back down. Ooh, Abigail kind of grabbed her. So Sullivan was kind of allowed to go in, and of course she did what she does, which is score.
Yep.
Can't give her a shot like that.
Yeah, she's got a really nice presence around the basket.
So Sasso out to Abigail Estano. Abigail the Caps. Back to Sasso and Anderson on her. Sasso feeds Reese Still underneath. And that'll be a foul on Sullivan, so they'll put Reese on the line. I think it was more Reese. They kind of ran into each other. I don't know if it was a foul type thing, but I'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take everything right now.
Yep. So Annis worked her way back in. I'm going to call Reese Still for coming over the top of Anderson. So Egret's going to inbound this to Sullivan. Meredith Winterburn's going to come back in the game, though. Sullivan with the ball. Out to Egret on the outside. Tried to go underneath for Anderson. Out to... Ooh. Wilson was fighting for it underneath. So the Grizzlies get the ball.
Yeah, again, really good defensive stops for us. 17 points by Londonderry. They're used to scoring a whole lot more than this.
Correct. Sasso with the ball now. Oh. Calling Maggie.
Yeah, push off, I guess.
Did you see it?
I did not.
It happened right in front of us, supposedly. I don't know. That's tough.
I don't know. Usually you only get called if you extend your arm. She definitely did not extend her arm.
Anderson kicks it out to Ario. Intercepted by Meredith Winterburn into Sasso. Sasso Trying to penetrate in. Sullivan on her. Winterburn into Stano. Stano's looking to try to drive it in. Backs out to Sasso. Again, we just got to start facing the basket and take some shots. Sasso thought about the three, went inside to Still. Still works it in. Double dribble.
Yep. She did everything right up until that. She drove to the basket, but then just didn't have a plan after that.
It's the pressure. She's a freshman, so I'm impressed with Still all year.
She's been great.
Really good. Yeah, she's going to develop into a real good player, I think. So, got Sullivan out to Iorio. Iorio with it into Anderson underneath. Still on her. Sullivan now to the outside. Abigail Estano forces her into a pass. Egret comes in and lays one up. That's 19-9, so Grizzlies are down by 10. Need some scoring. Sasso with her spin move. That just went outside. So Penny Annis. Well, if it's a travel, why do they got the ball?
Well, they called the travel on Penny.
Oh, I thought they called it on the Lancers.
She didn't have the ball.
I didn't think she had the ball. Well, that was weird. How did she travel without the ball?
Learn something new every day, don't you?
Egret takes a long three and hit it. That was a nice shot. Addie Glazer is going to come back into the game. She's very aggressive under the basket, so help out with rebounds even more. But again, the Grizzlies' rebounding isn't horrible. It's just we're not putting enough shots up. Winterburn underneath to Annis. Annis
good move,
put up the layup. She made a nice move, but unfortunately it didn't go in. Anderson with the ball now for the Lancers. Works it in for Iorio to Sullivan. To Egret. Takes a three. Just missed. Still with the rebound.
Yeah, that was still another good shot by Egret in the corner.
Oh, Winterburn, it went off her foot. Anderson with the ball.
Nice pass.
Underneath the Egret. Easy layup. Largy saw enough, call timeout. So there's starting to some separation here.
Yeah, just really struggling offensively. I don't know. At this point, you got to gain some confidence, and you got to not look at the scoreboard into one possession at a time and just get a basket and then defend.
Yep. Well, you could tell that our girls seem to be questioning themselves a little bit.
They do. Far more thinking than just actually playing and reacting.
Correct. They seem not to have the confidence under the basket. We have seen at least, I would say, 4 or 5 opportunities so far in the half where there were people who had the basket underneath the paint, under the basket, and kicked out a pass when they had really the better opportunity. You got to think when you have the ball, all right, do I have a better opportunity than the person I'm thinking about passing to?
Exactly.
And if you conclude that, well, I'm closer than my colleague Rob, I should take the shot.
Yeah, normally if you're under the basket 2 or 3 feet away, I would say that's pretty good position.
Yeah. So Winterburn now with the ball. Drops it off to Sasso with Egret all over.
Yeah, a lot of contact.
Yeah. So there will be a foul on Egret. That's her
2
second,
on her,
right?
yeah. So they got 3 starters with 2 fouls, so it would be nice in this last 2 minutes to cut into this lead.
So it'll put Sasso on the line again. Again, she's the only one consistently putting up points. And of course, I just jinxed her. So Sasso will take her second opportunity. Try to get the Grizzlies within 14. Caps comes in for Astano.
Pretty interesting move to be up 14 and leave one of your starters and your best players, your shooter, with 2 fouls in the game. Bold move. If I'm Maggie, I take it right to her.
There you go. Sullivan now with the ball. She went in on Winterburn, but they're calling Winterburn for this foul. So with Sullivan on the line.
2 for Meredith.
Penny. I thought it was Meredith. Wasn't it Meredith? Huh. No, Meredith didn't get the foul, I guess. Poor Penny. That's 3 for her? Or 2? That's her second.
Did she make that free throw? Yes.
Yes. So Ella's coming in for Penny. So Sullivan will take her second shot. And she hit them both. Mallory with the ball. Over to Winterburn. Winterburn's going to work it down the court now. The Caps. Caps looking to penetrate on Anderson. He's underneath. Kicks it out to Winterburn. Winterburn looking to go inside the Caps. Caps tried to put it up, but that was blocked by Anderson. Really very good defensively. The Lancers are really tight defensively. They don't give you much. That does not make it easy. So Wilson with the ball over to Sullivan. Sullivan put it up, got her own rebound. Addie Glazers. Oh, they're going to call Mallory.
Hey, line!
Called it on Caps.
That's her first personal foul. 4th team foul.
Brooke, go corner. You go corner.
Oh, Iario is going to inbound this for the Lancers. Looking around, she's going to kick it out to Anderson high underneath the Sullivan. Sullivan turns on Meredith Winterburn, and she's able to put one in, a layup.
Nice move.
Yep. So Sasso now works her way down the court. Wilson on her. Ooh, Mallory did a block. That was a pick. Now that should have been called.
Yeah.
I've seen some things that shouldn't have been called but were. Sasso underneath.
Good take.
Again, when around the rim, didn't go in. Sullivan now with the ball. She's working her way down the court with Sasso on her. Sullivan, Mallory on her. Oh, underneath to Anderson. Anderson flips one behind the back to Sasso. Anderson on her. Sasso feeds Meredith Winterburn. Winterburn tried to go in. Addie Glazer to Maggie. Maggie works her way in.
Wow.
Nice. That was a beautiful shot by Maggie Sasso.
Yep.
So halftime, 28-12. And I think it's been a pretty dominant performance by the Lancers, you got to say.
Yeah, they're clicking on all cylinders right now. Offensively, defensively, they look really, really good.
Well, they're coming in as advertised.
Yes, I agree.
And they seem to be finding, which is the scary part, because I think the Grizzlies did a good job earlier in the first quarter of trying to contain them and limit their offensive opportunities, but they seem to be getting into a rhythm now.
That's right.
Where they're putting up more consistent shots coming from, again, everywhere. But I think what you're really noticing here is the big difference between, again, one of these, what we consider one of these upper echelon teams and us, because even though we did a good job, as you pointed out before, of controlling Sullivan and keeping her off the board for really the whole first quarter, she didn't have any. They were getting the scoring from somewhere else, and we're just not able to do that. Outside of Maggie, we're not getting the offense.
Yeah. So we'll take a quick break.
That's right. Take a quick break, and we'll be back for second half action here live from the Grizzly Den.
I'm Addison Glazier from Goffstown Girls Basketball, and you're watching GTV.
Students should take my class if they want to explore the world of digital creation, digital art creation. If they want to create things on a computer, but then also walk away with an outcome and a product. Students in this class have the ability to learn a new program, multiple new programs, and take those creations and put them on different objects and tools, including keychains, t-shirts, bags. They learn how to do vinyl. It's a really neat way to see digital work come to life through product and to see how you can make a creative vision of things. With Graphic Arts 1 and Graphic Arts 2, it's a beautiful transition right into the graphic design career field. Other careers that are good for the Graphic Arts class, the connection to it, are communication with any type of graphic media that can be tied over to social media as well as product media as well. And by leaving this class, you'll have a basic understanding of the industry standard of those programs so that you can be a step ahead for your career choice. Something unique to the class is that it's a really, really neat way to merge the arts and technology. If you have an interest in either, it's a perfect space to combine the two. Your hand gets to touch every single work you create, and you get the opportunity to create and share your work literally throughout the world by either wearing it on a t-shirt or wearing it on a bag. Something that you've created in this class can be shared. And I think that's a really powerful thing to be able to do in education and through the arts as well, through our means of graphic arts. I'm passionate about this class. We have an incredible lab set up with the brand new technology and drawing tablets, vinyl cutters, sublimation printing. There's so many different graphic design elements and tools at our fingertips. It's just a blast to be in here, so I hope to have you there.
The Manchester Transit Authority strives to provide the best experience possible so that residents can feel comfortable while they ride with us. Before your scheduled ride, you will receive a reminder call the night prior, as well as 15 minutes prior to the bus arriving. Please be ready to board within 5 minutes from the time the bus arrives at your location. Your friendly driver will park the MTA branded vehicle as close to your door as possible, including in your driveway if able. All of our buses are comfortable and ADA accessible. If you need assistance, your driver will be happy to help you get from the door of your home up to and inside the vehicle. There is plenty of room for groceries on the bus. A small cart is allowed as long as it does not block the aisle. The Goffstown Shuttle is here to serve the needs of the Goffstown community. Give us a call today to schedule your first ride.
The Goffstown Adult Education Program, also known as GAP, offers in-person and online courses to any student 16 years or older who is seeking credit recovery, an alternative diploma, or a high school equivalency certificate. Additionally, students can receive elective life credits for work, home, volunteer, and alternative educational experiences. The program offers a wide range of courses, including algebra, biology, health and gym, English, U.S. history, and welding, where students are given the opportunity to engage in hands-on learning with our knowledgeable teachers. In-person courses are offered every fall and spring semester, while online courses are available year-round. Tuition is $75 per half credit. Payment plans and scholarships are available for students who demonstrate financial need. The registration process is quick and easy and can be done using the link that's always posted on the GAP page of the high school website. This link will take students to an online registration form which lists what classes are currently available to sign up for. Once completed, the registration is processed and the student will receive an email containing their student contract as well as details of how and where to make any payments that are due. We at the GHS Adult Education Program are eager to assist you in your educational journey, and we're looking forward to being able to help you with our enriching courses. If you have any questions or concerns regarding the program, please feel free to contact us through the high school website or call us at 603-660-5302. We are also available to reach through text at 603-487-7047. We look forward to hearing from you and to being a part of furthering your education.
Bang! We are back for second half action. Well, we knew that the Lancers was a very good team, and they're proving such. They're coming in as billed.
Yeah.
What do we do, Rob?
Well, we were just talking off the air. First couple minutes, very important for the Grizzlies. They got to, figure out some things on offense.
Yeah.
That means we need to play with a little confidence, a little swagger, take the ball to the basket. They have 3 players with 2 fouls. Take it right to them. Maybe they'll pick up that third foul. That changes things a little bit. You mentioned early defense was good, I thought, in the first quarter. Got a little lazy or sloppy towards the end of that first half. But, it's a 16-point game. You don't want to get it to 20. We want to get it back closer to 10 or 8 really quick.
And, I really think offensively we just got to get our girls a little more aggressive with shooting.
Yes.
They can't look to make the perfect play or the perfect pass. At this point, it's about getting buckets, and you're like the great Wayne Gretzky said, 100% of shots not taken do not go in.
That's exactly right. But the highlight may be one of your favorite fans is tuned in again, Bob.
Oh, yeah?
Jersey Jan.
Oh, well, there we go.
She texted at halftime saying that she's watching from New Jersey, and she misses watching her granddaughter Caroline, but was so happy to hear the news about Maggie. So
yes,
Jersey Jan in the house tonight.
And Jersey Jan can know that Caroline is soaking up sunshine in Florida.
That's right.
While we're dealing with the cold. All right, so the Lancers went in to try to get a bucket here by Sloper, but missed. Still with the rebound. Still's been impressive tonight. Sasso kept that ball right in front of us. Thank God she saved your life there, Rob.
I know.
Sasso out to Ella Malloran underneath over Anderson. Put it up, and Penny Annis and Malloran fight for the ball. Annis.
Jump ball.
With Anderson, there's a jump ball. Finally.
I like that they threw that into Ella there. I'd like to look inside a little bit more. And you know what? Maybe they have to collapse on Ella, and then maybe she can kick it back out.
So Meredith Winterburn inbounds this for Penny Annis. Winterburn's taking it around. Out to Malloran. Malloran put one up off the rim.
Maggie was wide open there.
Yeah, but again, we were just talking to them about taking shots and not just looking for Maggie. So you can't criticize them when they don't.
No, but that's the one. Somebody had 2 people on them. That means somebody's got nobody.
Sloper to Anderson. Anderson takes a shot. Sasso with the rebound. So Sasso now coming down the court with Sloper on her. Sasso goes around her. Ooh, I thought Maggie had a shot there.
Yeah.
But it was taken by Sullivan. For
good fast break.
Easy layup from Murray. That was nothing to that.
Yeah, and that's one thing, the Grizzlies haven't had a chance to get some of those fast break or transition baskets tonight.
Sasso with the ball. Tried to go around Sullivan. Sullivan's going to get
2 on her.
Draw a foul on this. So Winterburn's going to inbound this for the Grizzlies. Again, the offensive struggles continue for the Grizzlies. Meredith looking to inbound this to Ella. Back to Meredith. Meredith directing traffic. Goes around Sloper. Penny Ennis. Hit it down to Winterburn. Winterburn trying to go underneath.
Oh, that's off her leg.
So,
one coach says it's off the leg. The other coach is crying for a foul. So who's right?
I think the one crying for the foul. Winterburn looked like she had her beat. But anyway, Ennis underneath over Sloper. She got the ball, so that'll be a foul. Is it going to be on Anderson? I think it's on number 5, Anderson.
10.
No, 10. It's going to be on Kate Sloper. So that'll put Penny on the line. And this is what we need to try to dominate underneath with some of the size with Ella and Penny. So.
And slow the game down, go to the foul line. Clock's not running. You can get back in this game.
Right. But we got to sink the foul shots. So Penny, the first one missed, so she'll take the second opportunity. Penny takes the second shot, and that went off the rim and out. So nothing on that. Anderson with the ball. Feeds Murray. Murray to Egret. To Sullivan on the outside. Hits a 3. It was a nice shot. Came right out of her hands perfectly. I knew that was going in. Sasso now with the ball. Egret on her. They're trying to double her up. Egret falls. Sullivan now trying to pick up Sasso. Forced her underneath. Ella Malloran to Meredith Winterburn. Inside to Still. Still had the opportunity to go to the basket. Didn't. Kicked that out to Annis. Now it's out to Still again on the outside. Winterburn underneath. And she put one in. Yeah. That's what Still should have did underneath instead of kicking it back out.
I'd like
Caps
to see that a few more
in.
times by Meredith under there.
Yep.
She's got some size.
Londonderry's kicking it around.
Egret with a nice floater. Timeout here.
Well, Largy's going to take a full timeout on this.
Yeah.
35-14. So we've gotten 2. They've gotten 6.
7 because they hit a 3.
Oh, that's right. 28 to 7.
So not the start. Yeah, like I said, you want to get closer to that 10-point difference in the score. Now they've built it up a little bit more here. So tough.
Yep. These are hard games.
These are hard.
The thing is with the Grizzlies too, things aren't going to get easier because our next stop is Tuesday night, a road game at Pinkerton out in Derry. And Pinkerton is 15-1 or something?
Yeah, they only have 1 loss, I think.
And I think their 1 loss was to Bedford.
Correct. They're 15-1.
I believe they got absolutely butchered by Bedford.
They did. Bedford's at the top, and for very good reason.
Yeah, Bedford's a beast, and like I said, I don't think anybody has a chance of beating Bedford at all.
I'm pretty sure the Bedford girls could win the boys' state championship at this point.
They would be they would be in the running.
Yeah.
For absolute sure.
They have a lot of tools.
Yeah. I remember that was a humiliating defeat for us. I remember we weren't in that game at all. Maggie Sasso, Penny Ennis out to Maggie. Maggie's trying to go in on Sloper. Fired a shot in, and that just went outside. So now Egret with the ball. And of course, the Lancers just want to slow this down now. And they can take their time and be very selective about their shots. Yeah. Sullivan, though, worked in on...
Good drive to the basket.
She did make a good drive.
How is that not a foul?
On 3 Grizzlies.
How is that not a foul? How is that not a foul?
And now they're going to call Ella Mallory.
I mean, Maggie almost got decapitated on that. I hope we get a replay here.
Yeah, that's
Watch this
absolute
replay.
Brutal.
Watch this. Not good.
No.
Not good.
Yeah, no, that was a very bad call. So Londonderry go to the line, a team that didn't need it, and Egret with the shot.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest issue was the lead official was running back to the other side of the court and was not watching the game. That's exactly what happened. Unfortunate. What should have been a foul turns into 2 points.
Yeah. And a foul on one of our players. So
yeah. Maggie says, I'll take that.
Maggie takes a nice 3. Coming in for Londonderry is going to be Mia Giampa. Annis with the ball.
Penny spends a lot of time on the floor.
To Sasso. Sasso into Annis. Annis.
Oh, great move.
Oh, they came down hard. Annis came down
hard.
With Anderson.
They were all twisted up down
Were
that
they
one.
both going up for it? I don't know. So Penny's got 3 now, so she's coming out. Anderson got hurt on that one.
Yeah,
Penny Annis came down.
All twisted up.
I heard them hit the floor, so you can hear the noise. So I think it mostly was Anderson's knee. For anybody watching from Londonderry, she doesn't look horribly injured, but she's definitely in some discomfort.
Yeah.
Sullivan takes a long 3 and hit it. So the Grizzlies go down to Still. Still takes a shot just off the rim. Sullivan with the rebound, and she's now working it out. Sullivan with Winterburn on her. Lancers to the outside. Murray kicks it over to Egret. Egret goes underneath. That's Meredith. Winterburn's going to draw a foul. So that'll put Egret on the line. Winterburn, that's her 3rd?
I have her for 2, but...
Oh, that's right. We thought
thought
Meredith had one, but it went to Penny. She hit the first one. Peyton Duff's coming in for Still. Egret's going to take the second shot. And she hit them both. Very consistent on the foul.
She's having a nice night offensively and has played great defense on Maggie.
Yep. So, speaking of which, Maggie works it down.
Oh.
Kick back on Sullivan, out to Duff. Back to Maggie. Maggie's looking to go in on for Meredith Winterburn. Winterburn with Egret on her. Winterburn decides to bounce it off her and get a little reset here when she kicks it in. Winterburn out to Sasso. Sasso scopes things out. The Lancers are staying all over her. Sullivan on Sasso now. Sasso tries to go in around her, but no going. Sullivan's got the height.
Yeah. Good ball handler, too. The Grizzlies are retaining this ball?
Yeah, I mean,
what happened there?
The Lancers agree with you, but I think it did.
Ella was standing out of bounds, I thought.
Yeah, but I think it went off Mia Giampa. Ooh! Duff came running in and ran into Ella. So either way, the ball's out, and the Lancers get the ball back. 42-17, 2.5 minutes to go in the 3rd. Sullivan, she was lining up to take that 3 again. Yeah. Steps in, takes a 2. Caps comes down with the rebound. Sasso feeds Duff underneath. Yeah. She's hit from behind, so she should get a shot, and Egret, I think, will get 3. This foul.
Yeah.
Yeah, Egret, that's her
3rd. And that was really the Grizzlies' first transition-type basket. She got fouled. We didn't get the bucket, but
yeah, and
we haven't had a lot of fast breaks.
Wouldn't it have been a shooting foul? She looked like she was about to shoot. Is it the ball's got to be in the air or what?
Yes, that being the act of shooting.
Okay. Caps.
Oh.
So that's going to be Murray called for a foul
That'll
now.
be 3 on her, too.
So that'll put Caps on the line.
This is what I wanted to happen earlier in that second quarter is just attack the basket. What's the worst thing that happens? You get some contact and you end up at the foul line.
Again, we got to be more.
But you got to make your free throws, too.
We got to make the free throws, yep. All season, this has been a difficult thing for the Grizzlies, really making free throws. We have not been very consistent on the line. And it goes, it really speaks for the entire team, with the exception of Maggie. Oh, Maggie hits a long 3. Gets the Grizzlies within 22. Okay. Long shot taken there by Giampa. Just missed. One off Egret. Center court. Sloper takes a shot just inside and air ball there. So Grizzlies will get the possession. Meredith Winterburn to Sasso. Sasso works it down the court. Sullivan eyeing her, keeping her to the outside. Over to Meredith Winterburn. Winterburn coming in on Egret. Winterburn trapped by 2 Lancers. Kicked it back out to Sasso. Sasso coming in on Sullivan, and
good take.
That'll draw a foul for Sullivan. That's
That'd
her
be 3
third.
on her,
I mean, you gotta credit the Lancers. They're doing an unbelievable job of not giving Maggie really much of anything. No. And Maggie, trooper that she is still putting up some points for us.
She's got 14 of the 20.
There you go. And again, she's having trouble on the foul line.
5 missed free throws this quarter by the Grizzlies.
Yep. Yep. These points make a difference. And she hit that one. 21-42. So Murray with the ball to Egret. Out to Murray. Murray with Morgan Dodge on her. Out to Egret. Back to Murray again. Egret thought about the 3. Didn't. Sloper to Murray. To Egret for the 3. Just off the rim. Caps comes down with the rebound. 2 Lancers on her. Sloper hit it in for Egret, and Sasso hit the rebound down and went right to another Lancer. 40 seconds left to go. Third quarter. Sasso on the outside with Sullivan on her. Sasso to Duff. Duff looking for something to do.
Had to get a timeout.
Timeout.
And Duff got in a little bit of trouble there.
Yeah, she had Sullivan on her, and talk about a size difference there, about 1.5 feet.
Yep.
Well, this is a thorough beatdown, but, again, the problems that we thought were going to haunt the Grizzlies all season is really with the scoring.
Yep.
You got to admire still the effort. They're there, but unless we get more people taking more shots and putting them in.
Yeah, just lacked some confidence on the offense tonight. Maggie's been Maggie. Maggie got her points. We know Maggie gets her points. But there's just a few chances tonight. I thought other players could step up, drive to the basket. Again, you might get fouled. Take it to the basket hard. Take it with a purpose. And as you mentioned earlier, there were a few times where we're 2 to 5 feet from the basket and we're looking to kick it out.
Yeah.
Take it up. That's a good shot.
And again, even if you are, draw the fouls, one thing that the Grizzlies can improve on is they really got to start working more on that foul line and hitting some of those shots. Make these teams pay for these fouls.
That's right. Those are different natures. In a tight game, if you miss a few free throws, that's a difference in the game.
Well, the difference is, too, it's going to change the way other teams play against you. It's easy for them to be very aggressive and take the fouls if they know you're not going to hit the points anyway. You know, Egret's going to draw another foul.
She kind of ran over Meredith.
Yeah, Meredith kind of picked her a little bit. Yeah, Egret's up to 4. I would say that the Lancers are going to have to take her out. They want her to play in the fourth quarter. Anderson's going to come back in. Yeah, Kate. So Egret's coming out. And Reagan Anderson worked her way back in the game. Oh, and that was a nice shot by Meredith.
2 for 2.
That's good. So, of course, just as we were pointing out, as nobody's hitting them, Meredith hits them both. Travel.
3 seconds, so we'll see if we can get a shot off here. Must be a play that they've drawn up before.
Yep. Keely Caps to Meredith take a long 3. Oh.
That was the right play.
Just a little short.
Yeah, she inbounded and then became the shooter. So.
Yep, and took the shot. So 23-44, Grizzlies down by 21. So looking ahead, I think, like we mentioned earlier, it's not going to get easy for the Lady Grizzlies going out to Pinkerton. And looking after that, we got Alvern.
Senior night.
Yep, and that'll be senior night here at home. That will not be an easy game.
They're right in the middle, too. They're 9-5 or 9-6. So.
Right, so they'll be in the middle of the pack.
Yep.
Assuming and projecting ahead, it looks like the Grizzlies will probably finish, 5th, 6th?
In that neighborhood,
In that neighborhood. And that'll give us one home
game, yep. So, I think the scoreboard is what it is. I think at this point you kind of take that part out of your mind and you try to build on some good habits and finish this game strong. Right. That quarter alone, I mean, that was our best offensive quarter. We did put 11 points up, where it had been 7 and then 3 in the second quarter. So there was some better offense there. We take the ball to the hole. We spent some time on the foul line. So I'm hoping that we can create some good habits and some good plays that'll carry over to that Pinkerton game.
Right, and hopefully some plays that'll build a little confidence with some of these other players when it comes to offensively or putting some shots up. And really full credit to the Lancers. They have a very good program. They have a good system. Their girls are really playing great. They're getting opportunities from all over the court and playing well. Meredith Winterburn coming down with the ball. Winterburn with Sullivan on her. Winterburn kicks it out to the outside to Morgan Dodge. Morgan stopped. I don't understand why. She should have drove right to the basket. Winterburn now with the ball. Sasso out to Caps. Caps with Murray on her.
Good
Sullivan,
take.
though, got the ball.
Just a little out of control, but a good take.
Yep. Sullivan now on Sasso. Goes inside around Winterburn, and she put one up a layup.
Now I see why she's the leading scorer. She's hit the 3. She's able to drive to the basket.
She's deceptively quick.
Yeah, she is.
So Winterburn now with the ball. Takes a shot over Anderson. And that just went a little outside. Anderson now working it down the court for the Lancers. She's going to drive it right in. But a little gap opened up between Meredith and Peyton, and Anderson took it. Maggie Sasso puts up a long 3. Just came up short. Slopers coming in for Anderson. Penny Annis is going to make another appearance. She's coming in for Caps. So Sullivan now with the ball. She inbounds this for Murray. Murray from the Lancers works her way down the court. Out to Sullivan, hits a long 3. That was, again, another nice shot.
Very impressive. Great release and rotation on that shot. I mean, if anybody's watching her hand placement and the follow-through, it's amazing.
Yep. And like you said, I mean, the Grizzlies did a good job. Oh, Maggie hits a 3. Grizzly did a good job of keeping Sullivan off the scoreboard the first quarter, and she's probably up to at least 20 now, or close.
She's filled the stat book.
Now she steps in to take a 2. That went outside to Murray. Murray now working it over to Iario, to Sullivan.
Sullivan's got 19, so she's right at her average, but you're right. We shut her down in the paint, and she moved her game outside and was able to hit some jump shots and some three-pointers. They're very, very impressive.
I was very thankful that last one was a travel because I was really worried when I looked up. Penny Annis was right there, and I'm thinking, what did she do now?
Yeah.
Maggie Sasso tries to drive in on Murray.
The hit off Maggie's foot.
Yep.
There's a little bit of frustration setting in here.
Yeah, Maggie's trying to do it all.
Yeah.
So Nia Giampa works her way back into the game. But this is Murray for the Lancers. The Giampa to Murray to Sullivan. The Iario to Sullivan again. Over to Giampa, into Iario, to Sullivan. Ooh. Addie Glazer keeps her to the outside. Giampa with caps all over her. That'll be a foul on caps.
That's just a little too close.
Yeah, a little too aggressive.
Yep.
It's her second, I think. So Giampa's going to inbound this to Sullivan underneath. Penny Ennis on her to Murray. Out to
jump ball.
Sullivan, jump ball. Sasso did a good job of getting her hands on that ball.
Yep.
So that'll be Grizzly ball now.
Yeah, still a big lead, but they're playing Maggie tight here.
Yep. They got Murray on her now. Picked by Addie. So Sasso with the ball, looking around. Sullivan on her. Addie tries to pick her, but again picked up by Murray. Yeah, they're doing a good job of picking, even if you pick the player off Maggie, somebody's right there. Caps drives it in. Took a good shot. Glazer's there to grab the rebound right behind Sullivan.
Wasn't Penny. Al got that one wrong.
Yep. That was Glazer.
They're correct.
They're correcting him.
See,
every now and then, even Al will make a mistake. Did you ever look at that? We never looked at who that 4,000 point person.
Now that one was Penny.
Yes, Penny Ennis. So the Grizzlies are cutting into the lead. We're within 19 now.
I know. We play aggressive, do some things well, and finish this game strong.
That'll be Sloper now with. Sloper tried to feed Murray, and that bounced off her and went out of bounds. So Caps now with the ball. Caps going to inbound this. I guess Murray took a shot.
Yeah.
And they're trying to say it was Penny. I don't know. I didn't see it. Maggie Sasso fires a shot from the outside. It went wide. So now Egret with the ball. Egret's going to inbound this to Sullivan. Sullivan with the ball. Inside to Iario. Took a shot and missed. Maggie works it down the court. 3 minutes left to go to Penny Annis. Out to Maggie. Maggie goes in underneath around Egret. Just off the rim.
Glazer's been all around the ball.
Caps to Meredith Winterburn. Out to Caps again. Penny Annis kind of dives in, and Sullivan, but they're calling Sullivan. If there's action going on, Penny's generally in it.
I would agree. That was a good play. Oh.
I just saw Addie kind of run into one of the Lancers and knock her down. Sasso coming in, tries to put one up.
She got pushed.
Yep, and that's going to be 4 on Sullivan, right?
Yeah, that's 4 on Sullivan.
That was definitely a foul. I don't know. The Lancer coach is very upset about it.
Sullivan pushed her from behind.
Yeah. So that'll put Sasso on the line. She hit the first one. Wilson coming back in for the Lancers. Taking out Iario. Sasso for a second shot. And that sinks that one. Gets her 20, 21?
I don't know. I got a lot of dots here. Let's see.
Sullivan,
you carry on.
Sullivan now with the ball, working it away. Grizzlies are pressing a little bit. Sullivan inside to Sloper to Sullivan.
Nice shot.
Sullivan hit a 3.
And Maggie's got 20 on the nose.
Yep. So Meredith Winterburn works it in.
And Sullivan's hit 4 threes.
Yep. Addie Glazer.
Take it all the way out of
around Wilson. Glazer put it up just off the rim. Sullivan comes down with the rebound, though. Sullivan coming down the court, and she slows it down. Out. She kicked that out to number 14, Giampa. Giampa missed, so Sasso came on with the rebound here. Sasso's going to take a long 3 just off the rim. Glazer and Penny Ennis both going for the rebound. Somehow they went off a Lancer. I didn't see that. I thought it went off us, but we'll take what calls we get at this point. What happened?
Penny with the illegal screen.
That's her 4th.
Yeah.
So Egret's going to inbound this. Again, the Grizzlies pressing. They're going to call a foul on 23. Caps. Caps was on Sullivan, so some of the Grizzly fans,
they came.
Rowdy crowd
showed up tonight.
Yeah, rowdy crowd on a Friday night. I love Friday nights.
We don't know what it spells on their chest, but they're all painted up over there.
Yeah, I know. They haven't gotten an order where I could actually read what. There's a G and an O, so I guess that's go.
The G Town 1-O. I don't know what that is.
I have no idea. I don't know.
But we appreciate them being here tonight.
That's right. Yep. No.
Fun for everybody.
They're rowdy and involved.
Yeah. Good, clean fun.
So a timeout here was called on the court. 20-point gap between the two teams. We talked all year about the defense and the team, and we talked about going into this game playing against a Lancer team that's really been putting up a lot of points. And even though the Lancers broke out after the first quarter and been putting up some points, if you look at it, the Grizzlies have, I don't want to jinx us, a couple minutes to go, but Grizzlies have done a good job of controlling their points. And if you look at them, the Lancers have been going 60 points consistently most nights.
Yeah.
And 60 plus, and we might hold them to less than that possibly, or certainly not much over.
No, exactly.
Unfortunately, we're sticking to close to our average too.
Oh, way below. What's our average? 46.
49 or 46, and we're at 32.
Yeah, we got a long way to go in a minute and a half.
Yeah. So Egret now with the ball. Egret. And, of course, the deal is now the Lancers just take your time.
That's right.
Try to draw fouls. Not on Penny, because Penny will foul out if she takes one more. Meredith Winterburn with Sullivan. Now on Egret. Meredith Winterburn. Egret passes it off to Wilson. To Sullivan. Sullivan's going in on Annis. Annis hits it away. Meredith Winterburn fights for it, but Sullivan came up with it out to Egret. Egret with the ball. Around Sasso. Hits it over. Sullivan now with Meredith Winterburn in front of her. Lancers just taking their time. Wilson to Egret. Sasso. Thought she reached in for the foul, but we're now under a minute. Caps and Sloper. Okay, yeah, the refs had
Double
it with
foul.
themselves. Yeah, double foul. Both Sloper and Caps.
And they
are
each
getting
now
called.
have 4, so it should be a jump ball. Double foul like that?
Yep.
Unless blue retains possession, we'll see.
Why am I getting all this potential spam? I
Why
get
are you
spam
checking your
calls.
phone?
Well, because the phone keeps lighting up and it's all spam calls.
Yeah.
So Sloper's going to inbound this in front of Addie Glazer. Sullivan now with the ball. Sullivan tries to go in a Winterburn. Kicked out to Wilson, to Egret. Back out to Sullivan. Sullivan looking to drive in. Oop.
Everybody complaining for a foul at this point.
Yeah. Okay, 21. This will be on Meredith Winterburn. That's her third. So 30 seconds. Just want to get through the 30 seconds, ladies. We don't have to turn this into a riot in the court. So Sullivan will go to the line for 2. I've been impressed with Sullivan all night.
I have too.
She has. She came in as the leading scorer.
Yeah, she's really blessed offensively.
Yeah.
And I don't think she's a senior either, so. I tried to listen to starting lineups. There was a lot of sophomore and juniors in there, so
Yeah, the
they're
Lancers
young.
are still a fairly young team, but they play very aggressive. They got seem to have the speed. There's a lot of athleticism here
Yeah.
too. So I think Wilson's getting a call for this for the Lancers.
It'll be her first, but they won't be shooting either.
So it'll be Grizzly ball. Meredith's going to inbound this. Meredith Winterburn looking to inbound this to Penny Annis underneath. Penny gets a layup. So the lead is 20, 10 seconds to go, 54-34. We kept the Lancers to under 60.
Yeah, the problem is we were just a little short of our average.
2, right.
Yeah,
and
if
even at our average, we would have lost. But
Yeah, but would have been close.
Yep. So there are some bright spots, but this Lancer squad is really good. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick timeout, and we're going to come back with an interview. I think we may only do one tonight. You know, we're going to talk about 1,000 points. We're going to talk about you know, senior season and what we're going to do the last 2 games and going into the playoffs. And we're going to have the coaches cornered, and we're going to really pepper Largy here tonight. So look forward to coming out right back. We'll be back right after this short timeout. Thanks. Good evening, Goffstown. Welcome back to the Grizzly Den, where we're live doing our Rose Between Two Thorns segment. And boy, getting a rose tonight, I know this is a shock. We're going to have Miss Maggie Sasso. There's a lot to talk about. You're our only rose tonight because,
okay. Okay.
It
We
wasn't.
get to pick.
It wasn't a rosy game, as rosy as we would like.
It wasn't.
You were the rose, and we wanted to talk about too. On a good note, is the 1,000 points. I mean,
course.
that was a heck of an accomplishment. There does seem to be a dispute. Maybe you can settle it.
Yeah.
Have there been 4 young ladies that hit 1,000? Are you the 4th? Or are you the 3rd? I was under the impression you were the 3rd.
In history, there's been 4.
Okay.
But in the past 4 years, there's been 3, including
That
me.
right? That I do know
Yep.
because I've witnessed
Kelly,
all
Ava,
3.
Maggie are
Yeah,
the
there
3.
was one like in like 1982 or something like that. Something random.
Please don't make it sound like that was a long
No,
time ago.
no. I mean, my mom was
82
born in
was my
1980.
graduate. Oh my God, your mom was
What?
born in 80.
Oh, my
God. Rob, we are.
And
too
she's
old.
young. She's
She
young.
is
Oh yeah, thanks.
She
Nice
is
try to save that, Maggie. Forget it. Well, go ahead, Rob. You ask a question. I'm
Wow.
gonna lick my
So
wounds. and
let's talk about
Maggie
the
has called me old
I
and
did, Bob.
used up.
Let's talk about the 1,000 point. I wasn't there, but
Yeah,
I did
yeah.
watch it on TV.
Oh, nice,
And
nice.
it was a typical Maggie spin move to the basket. It
Of
was
course.
Impressive.
Thanks.
But since you've had some time, a few days to
Yeah.
think about it, what goes through your mind? Like 1,000 points is a lot of points.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
What goes through your mind about getting to that pinnacle achievement?
Yeah, no, it was everything for me. What I say to everyone all the time is I was sitting in the crowd. I was a 7th grader, and I watched Kelly Walsh hit hers, and I was like, I want that so bad.
Very
I want
cool.
that so bad. And I worked hard. I got in the gym a lot, and I did it, and it just feels awesome.
It's so cool.
It's so awesome.
It should be something to be proud of. It was great too. You had a lot of the family there.
yeah.
So a lot of
whole
people
family.
got to witness it happen, and it was a crescendo on your senior year. So
Yeah.
I'm very proud of you. I'm hoping that you're going to somehow continue to play basketball after this year. That's really what I.
That's true.
We'll talk.
We'll talk, Bob.
We'll talk. I do think you should consider it. A little bit. I mean, we got to talk about the elephant in the room. That's tonight's game.
Yeah.
We knew going in that we were playing an extremely good team with incredible balance and stuff like that. What was the game plan, and where did we kind of go off the rails, you think?
Yeah, the game plan was to come in intensely. I don't know if you guys watched any Portsmouth film, but we came in really slow and off our intensity, and today that happened again to some extent. We also had a strategy of switching zone and man off of makes and misses, and I just don't think we're disciplined enough, and I think that took a turn as well.
I think we both agreed. I think defensively,
Yeah.
especially in the first quarter, there was a lot of optimism and there was a lot to be happy with.
Right, yeah,
We kept Sullivan completely off the
for
score
sure.
sheet.
In the zone, yeah.
But
She got going.
once again, offensively, well, she did get going, but
She's a good
I
player.
think what was our Achilles heel was offensively. I mean,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
seems if you're not making the baskets, we're not getting them enough from
Yeah.
anybody else contributing. So what do we do to fix that? Because it doesn't get easier; it gets harder on
Right.
Tuesday.
Yeah, I think it's just alleviating ball pressure, especially on me. It's hard to get downhill when a girl's in my shirt, or even she's in my shirt halfway down the court. And then just to have people be confident with the ball when they get it, drive those gaps, get to the rim, and kick it if needed. But I think people just need a little bit more confidence, and I'm not sure we have that yet right now. But
Yeah, and I mentioned in the fourth quarter to Bob, I said, the scoreboard is what it is.
Right,
Put that
yeah.
behind you.
Yeah.
Let's build off that. Let's do some really good things in the fourth quarter. And I felt like there was intensity.
no, for sure.
I felt like some things were changing a little bit.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's something we can build off of.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about one specific basket you made tonight.
Okay, yeah.
Because I knew as soon as you got it, there was a lot of pushing and shoving.
Oh, yeah, for
Maggie
sure.
gets the ball, and you scored the three-pointer down here. Yeah, you might have got there in 2 seconds. I don't know how fast it was. But I knew you had that fire in your eyes.
Yeah,
Like, I'm
yeah.
taking the ball, and I'm going to score.
Was
That
it
was
when
after
I got
the fouls.
hit? Was it
Yes,
when I got
yes.
hit? Yeah, I was so mad. I won't lie. I was like, I'm sticking it to them. I don't
said
care.
Maggie's
I don't
gonna
care.
take it down there. Yeah, so I wanted to know what was going through your
Yeah,
mind.
no, that felt good.
Yes.
That felt good because I was so mad. Largy's yelling And when Largy starts yelling, I get fired up. Like and
Well, we
I
got to
was
get
like,
him yelling more, I guess.
I was like, I'm hitting this. I'm hitting this.
There
And
was
then-
no question it was going in. I was like, if she was blindfolded, it was going in.
Right.
It was just all the way down, I'm shooting, it's going in.
Yeah.
That's
One
fine.
of the things we commented on during the game, too, and we brought up, we felt, and I don't know if, I mean, this is something I'm going to ask Largy about because it's more of a coaching thing, I think,
Yeah.
than anything else. But I
Okay.
want to ask your opinion on it.
Yeah.
We felt there were several times that we were players down in the paint who had an opportunity to shoot,
Okay.
and then they still would try to kick the ball out. They were looking for you mostly, and I
Yeah.
understand that. You're the
Yeah,
leading scorer.
yeah.
You're the guy. You're the person they want to feed. But
Right, yeah.
like you said, if you have a girl, using your words, in your shirt, and you're right under the basket, it's like turn around and put it up.
I know. I think just some people aren't in that mindset yet. It's just not engraved in their brain. What they have in their mind is a lot of the time get it to me or get it to a guard to finish. But I think people just get nervous in the paint, honestly. But I wish they had more confidence. I want them to.
Isn't this great? Maggie is speaking about other people having more confidence. Remember in her younger years, we
Oh,
would sit here and
baby
tell you the
Maggie.
same thing.
She has grown up, Bob, right in front of her eyes.
I know.
I know.
I
Senior
know.
night next week.
I know.
We can't wait. I know it's sad. But
I
it's
can
exciting.
wait. I mean,
it's exciting. It's a
sad.
big moment.
What am I going to do without
I
you,
did it a
Maggie?
year ago. It means a lot to the family.
yeah.
It means a lot to the girls and the team.
Yeah.
It's really it's cool.
Means a lot to your fans.
Yes. It's a cool night.
Yes.
Cool night.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So going forward, what should we be looking for Tuesday night? You know, I'll be
Yeah,
there.
that's a rough game. I mean, it's not a rough game. It's a hard game. I think we're just going to have to come out with intensity, trying to match up against them, stop Liz Lavoie for sure. She's the leading scorer in D1 right now, so that's a problem. But I think if we don't doubt ourselves, like, we can have it. Like, we watched the Pinkerton Bedford game. It's not like they're non-beatable. Like, it's
Right.
definitely not out of reach in any way. So
Okay.
we just got to get back in the gym, take this as what it was, and keep working.
That's right. Build off of that and
Yeah.
move forward. And
Yeah.
you still got a good chunk of these next 2 weeks to make something happen.
Yeah,
So.
for sure.
Again, congratulations! 1,000 points is
Thank you.
huge.
Thank
We're
you.
proud of you.
We're
Thanks,
proud
guys.
of you.
Thanks, guys.
We've enjoyed. I mean, I've watched you since you were in that 7th
Tiny,
grade.
yeah.
Right. When you were playing with the older kids and
Rebels and
that's right.
everything. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we spent a lot of time together over the years. So I feel like you're part of my family
Aw,
too. So
yeah,
there you go.
yeah.
congratulations.
Thank you, thank
That's
you.
a huge
20 points
accomplishment.
tonight, so that's
Yeah,
good.
so, a really good season, and we got a little bit more left to go. So
I know.
There we go.
I know. I'm excited.
Let's finish strong. So
Yeah,
we're
for
gonna take
We'll
a
sign
break.
off. We'll get the
and we'll be
coach
right
in
back.
here and
Slarky.
beat up Largy.
That's right.
All right.
All right.
Do
Signing
it.
out. And we're back live from the Grizzly Den with Coach's Corner, and we're here with Coach Largy. Rough game tonight.
Rough all around.
Yeah.
Rough for us, but physical, and that's a good thing. I think we need it. You want to play physical games going into the playoffs. So the fact that it was rough, the fact that it was contested, the fact that there were no calls, probably a good thing. It's probably, for both teams heading in. I think Coach Doherty said the same thing, like really, really good to get a physical test. We haven't been beat up like that. So take that as a compliment.
Yeah. I was impressed with the Lancers. I hadn't seen them, obviously, since last year.
They're very good.
They're very good.
Yep.
They're young.
They're young. They're good. Sullivan is very impressive.
Yeah.
What a release out of her hand. That ball is beautiful coming out of her hand.
Yeah.
I was hopeful in the beginning. I liked the zone defense.
Right.
They kept her on the blocks. They really didn't move her out till much later in the game, and then she lit it up for 24. But so defensively, what was the goal tonight coming into the game? I know you mentioned earlier you were going to switch up some defenses, see what works, but what was the thought process early on?
Well, you can see with their quickness, their speed, they're very tough to match up with on the perimeter. They make it because all of those kids can drive. I mean, obviously Sammy's a phenomenal player. She can shoot outside. She's really strong inside. As soon as we went man, the first time she touched the ball, she was in on the rim taking on two of our players, and I thought we did a pretty good job of helping. We foul on it though, so you can see what they're like. And we mixed a little bit more man zone in the second half, and a part of it is, that very well could be a team that we see in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And so you want to show your hand a little bit. You want to see what might be effective, what would work, what won't work. But they're a good team. They're a balanced team. They've got 5-6 kids that play year-round basketball, and so it just shows with their quickness on the court and their balance. And defensively, they were very aggressive. They came out aggressive tonight. We came out a little timid, and then I think we adjusted to the intensity in the second half.
Mm-hmm. I thought in the first quarter, defensively, we looked okay. We were holding up with them pretty well. I mean, they were just getting a lot of shots from everywhere, but I think that's the key, and that leads to really what my question is. Offensively, again, unless Maggie has the ball, we don't seem to be getting the consistency from some of the other players. Mm-hmm. At this point in the season, do you think we should be a little further along, or where do you think we might be coming up short?
Yeah, so I think on the defensive end, I think 15 points in the first half, in the first quarter is a lot to give up. So I was frustrated with that. We had 7 in the first quarter. Not great. And yeah, the scoring balance needs to be better. I think a lot of times the instinct is, 1,000-point scorer. Sometimes you get mesmerized. You kind of want to just stand and watch, and you're not really working off the ball. When a team, that's really the first team that did a lot of work in denying her every time she got rid of the ball. So Brooke Ekrit, very good defender for them. Anytime Maggie passed it off, made it really, really tough for Maggie to get the ball back. I think some of our best offensive basketball has come sometimes when Maggie's either not on the floor or on the weak side. So I think tonight what you really saw is they've got 4 other really strong, quick, physical defenders as well. Reagan Anderson can guard the 5, right? So she's a kid that's a guard. She's like 5'6", and does a number on our bigs like Penny Anna. So I think with a team like that, what you're looking for in terms of further along is they might get you in the first one, and you might have to kind of say, okay, what are our strengths against that team? And so, we'll take a look at film, see how we can neutralize their quickness. But I don't think there's any carryover in terms of offensive progression. I think that's just a really tough defensive team that we ran into. And now you got to kind of take what they're going to give you, and I think we've got to do more to try to get the basketball inside. We did a great job on the glass. And most of our chances were on second chance, offensive rebounds, that stuff.
Agreed.
So work that.
Yeah. You've been blessed to coach some really good players. 3,000-point scores in the last few years.
That's rare.
That is very rare. I mean, this school's been around long enough to have more than just 3 in the last few years. I got 4 total on the girls' side. But, let's talk about Maggie for a second. I mean, 1,000 points, and she's somebody who contributed from day one as a freshman. She shared a little story about being a 7th grader. She was in the stands the night Kelly scored 1,000, said that I want to be that person.
So you feel old now?
That's cool.
Yeah, so that was a really cool story.
It's really cool. Yes, I do feel old.
So
and I remember Maggie in 7th grade.
Yeah.
I mean, she's been with us for forever, it feels like, you know. I mean, she would come to the camps, and I remember Kelly and Maggie at, you know, New Boston Central School kind of going against each other. And, she's just such a program kid.
Yeah.
You know, just like cares so much about us and cares so much about like the program, cares so much about winning, cares very little. You know, I mean, she wanted to be a 1,000-point scorer, but I think she wanted because of what that, like how that helps us and how it puts us on the map and how it kind of boosts her teammates. And she really is an unselfish teammate in everything else that she does. She gives her teammates a ton, and she puts a lot of work, you know, tireless work for a kid that does not like that. You know, in 10th grade said, I don't want to play AAU basketball, but can we still get in the gym and work out?
Yeah.
You know, that's usually at a crossroads where nowadays it's like, well, if you're not playing spring AAU, summer AAU, all the AAUs, well, then, hey, you're not going to score 1,000 points in high school. And she proved everyone wrong.
She really did. And what a maturity you've seen with her over the years. I mean, where she got a little flustered earlier in her career. At times, you know, maybe things didn't go her way, missed a shot. You know, she's really, you know, when things didn't go her way tonight, she just found a way to make a difference in some other way.
Yeah.
So really impressive. So you answered the question I didn't even ask, so way to go. But, I mean, it's a testament to you and the program as well. I know.
Yeah,
we've been doing this a long time.
Finally tuned
But a
machine.
testament to you, Coach. I mean, for you to be able to build a program like this where we're in that top tier of teams every single year. You got 1,000-point scorers, but you also have some really good understudy players with those 1,000-point scores.
Well,
I mean, Kelly doesn't get 1,000 if she doesn't
no
have that
chance.
cast. You know, Ava Winterburn doesn't get 1,000 if she doesn't have the cast that she had.
Maggie, same
Right,
thing.
exactly.
And I think our players understand that. Like, I that's what we're blessed with, is really the unselfish kind of program and the program kids that just kind of want to play their role, want to come in and do work. And it's not just about one player. It's really about, like, you know, what can we do to help win the game? What's my strength? Morgan Dodge, you know, just busting her butt on defense today.
She's
As soon as she hits the court,
she's
right?
a beast.
Addie Glazier, you know, the energy that she gives us off the
Rebounding.
bench,
Yep.
right? I mean, so kids just come in, they embrace their role, they celebrate those accomplishments as if they are their own, because they are.
Yeah.
Right? Like it takes
It's a team game.
It takes a team to do all that. And
Well, it's a testament to you and your coaching staff because you've built that culture here. So I've seen it now firsthand for the last 6. Well, you know, my daughter was here 4, but now I'm here, and we came to games before she came to high school. So 6 or 7 years. So
she's a good example of another program kid.
Yeah.
That just cares about the team, and we you know. I didn't raise them. I just got to coach them.
Yeah.
So blessed, absolutely blessed.
Yeah,
good.
So it feels like it's going to be a quick turnaround. Tuesday night, it doesn't get easier.
No.
We got a very
does
tough
not.
team in Pinkerton. So how do we turn this around? I know you're going to be watching some film, probably hit the gym a little bit. What's the sort of the strategy for taking on the beast in Derry?
So Coach Doherty just told me, he's like, well, you might be the first to see Sid Girassi when she comes back from her injury. And I was like, oh, great.
Yeah, perfect.
But honestly, like, when you're getting into this run right before playoffs, I kind of hope she is, because it's like it's not gonna do us any favors. We got to really think about, like, March, you know, like because that's really what matters. Like the wins, you know, seeding, all that's important. But, like, if you're not peaked, it's really easy to kind of come in and just kind of lose that first playoff game, and then you're done. And I learned that early here in my coaching career, where we just, you know, we had great seasons, we had winning records, and then the first playoff game just not ready because we had just taken the steps that we needed to be ready come playoff time. That is going to be, a test. To say the least. They've got 5 kids that can score. They're also program kids like Alex White, who, you know, didn't play for them last year, coming back off injury, but she's one of the best defenders in the state. They're a lot better and more committed to the defensive end. I know Coach Buskey kind of, you know, when we beat them in the playoffs last year, and that was one of her frustrations with her team, and she was very vocal and very public about it. That team has definitely gotten better, and they weren't a bad team last year. So that's what we've got coming in. So we'll prepare. We'll look at film. We'll try to prepare for Liz and Sid and Brooke Benz and just all.
Just keep going through the list.
There's a lot. So, but I think again, the kids want that test. We're not going to back down from it. We've seen Portsmouth. We've seen Bedford. We've seen Londonderry now, and we know this is the top 4 teams in the state. So we feel kind of lucky to get to play them and play them right before playoff time to get us ready.
Good.
Well, that'll be good. So anyway, big test Tuesday. A lot to be proud of with the program, a lot to be proud of with Maggie. But this will be it. Friday night, we're signing off. Will be one more game for regular season next Friday night,
Alvin.
senior night,
Yep.
and that'll be Alvin. That's a good team, too. We'll talk about them in the future. So we're signing off. Jen, thanks for everything. We'll see you. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.